Yeah, that's right, folks. This is Gym Crashers with Joey the Bull, Adam Woods, special guest Lisa Mauldin, and of course, Dondo.
Woo! We're here tonight live. This is Gym Crashers. Like Joey said, we have special guest Lisa Mauldin from Team Oyama.
What's up, guys?
Live in the house. Like us, subscribe to us, and share the link. We are here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. My mic is on now. So, without further ado, Lisa, how are you tonight?
I'm good. Doing very, very good. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're pretty good. It's weird because it's been a long stretch. It's a fighter's fan dream because we had a UFC Australia fight, we had boxing, a heavyweight title fight,
big weekend.
So a lot of stuff to kind of unpack. I'm sure you've got opinions, right?
Fight Club OC on Thursday last week.
Oh, I didn't go to that. How was it?
A lot of your team members were there.
It was really
incredible.
It was amazing. Yeah. Roy Ingebrigtsen, shout out to Roy, Drew. There's a whole Fernando Lipe, Curtis Melander, who is a matchmaker extraordinaire,
and put it together for us. Thank you, Curtis.
Yeah, absolutely. So, not only will he knock you out, but he'll match you up against an even-tiered fighter. There's no easy fights when Curtis Melander's.
Every fight was worth watching. It was freaking fun. That's all I gotta say.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was like a hybrid boxing and MMA
yes.
show, which was.
Speaking of which, Raw Talent was present.
Yeah, shout out to Chewy,
right? Chewy and Danny Silva, right? Yeah. We love Chewy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a man.
Absolutely,
he really is. No joke.
Absolutely. So Danny Silva won his right. Won his professional debut.
He sure did.
Right. So, have you spent some time with Danny?
I'm sorry. What was
or Chewy or Danny? Obviously, Chewy, one of your.
Chewy, yes.
She was just there this afternoon.
I was there this.
Putting in time.
Yeah, no, he's been working with me a lot, just with my striking and understanding certain positions and stuff. So.
Got it.
Good.
Some footwork.
Oh yeah, some other things too.
Got it. Boxing for MMA. The important stuff.
So wait. It was in the ring, right?
Yeah, in a ring.
It was cool. It was in the ring.
It was completely different. It was a different dynamic. It almost, I kept on saying, was this how Pride was, back in the day? Because that was
people flew out, right?
Yeah.
We had people coming out. That's not what you see in a cage. But vantage points for viewers are unobstructed.
Absolutely.
With a ring, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
I like that.
Absolutely. So, you've competed in one, right?
Yes, in the ring. I'm not a big fan of the ring, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just not.
Talk about it.
Well, falling through the ring wasn't that fun. I don't know. When I fought Laura Anderson, we engaged in a clinch, and I think there was that one point where I fell out of the ring, and I was like, oh, dang, we kind of had to reset on the ground. I was like, I don't know if I like this. I had to be on my back, so I thought it would be more fair if it was standing. But that's,
right?
Opinions. So.
They should do that.
The girl is strong.
well, going into that particular fight, was there any modifications that you made in the gym and in terms of your coaching to kind of, make up for that transition from cage to ring?
Yeah, no, for my last camp, I worked a lot in my clinch, so I worked a lot of defense. I wish I could have worked or drilled more offense because the clinch I did a lot of defense. I think I could have spent more time in doing offense.
Okay, yeah, that's brilliant.
Being more offense, but those are the things.
Well, they had you chomping at the bit, that's for sure. So you want to be more in offense. So I like that. After a 6-week fight camp, do you feel like you really turned a corner as a fighter because they're pushing you for everything you've got?
Yeah, for sure. You always gain something just from any camp or fight. I gained a lot of experience through this fight. There's a lot of things that I learned, and good and bad. So you got to take it both. Do I want to go into good and bad?
That's up to you, but I can tell you one thing that from a viewer's point of view, I was there. You leave it all in the cage, which is something that's exceptional because there's never a dull moment with you.
Yes, sir. I will admit my right side of my face. Oh my gosh, it was pretty swollen. I think like at one point we were in the clinch and she was going with uppercuts, and I just felt that was super tender. That was kind of.
The night of, yes. I remember seeing it, and then the next day I see you
at
a grappling event, and she's like, I don't want to do an interview, but okay.
Yeah, I was pretty like a little beat up. You've seen me.
Yeah, it's the life of a fighter. I think it's authentic and it's real. So that's one thing I can say about Lisa Mauldin is that she's the real deal. She's in it, and then out the next day checking out a grappling event where her team's competing, right?
It was awesome.
Nothing better
Good
than
matches.
that. Yeah, you're just at it constantly.
Yeah.
Right? And back at it still. Like
I'm
we were talking
excited
just
for
now.
the submissions on the shore this Friday.
Woo!
I wanna be there.
Let's talk
gonna be
about
good.
that. Submissions on the shore. Queen Mary this Friday night. It's 28th of February. It's going to be all ladies, high level jiu-jitsu.
One of my sponsors is gonna be there. Homegirl Clothing. She's gonna be a part of it, so that's exciting.
Very
too.
cool. Where's she out of?
She's good question.
Don't know. Homegirl Clothing. We'll look her up, check her out. Supplying fighters with clothes. It's still a cool name. I dig it.
Yeah, she's really cool.
We're gonna go with undisclosed location. She
Yes.
might be a spy.
Check her out
I like
online.
I'll show you guys first if we do for some.
Robert's got something for us.
Oh.
Check this out.
There it is.
Yep, that's it.
I made this last night.
That's beautiful. That's why I work for you.
Whoa, dang.
Missions on the shore, man. A waterfront event in Long Beach.
That's gonna. Are you guys gonna go?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Which we kind of what is the start time for that? Do you know?
5:30ish.
5:30ish.
Yes.
But we're doing production, so we'll be there early because that's what we do. The free admission crew.
Albert right now.
Oh, nice.
What's up, Albert? Tapia, thank you for this opportunity to work with you at Subs on the Shore. We're looking forward to it. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
Robert's going to be doing much of the same thing he's doing here, but there.
Awesome.
Because he's the guru. He makes things go out into the world so we can view it. You know?
Dang right. Yeah.
Blows me away.
Yeah, he's made this literally face for radio turned into something somewhat presentable on YouTube and Facebook. So that's cool. I thank Robert for that.
I actually saw a podcast with you on it. I don't remember what it was called, but I was blown away. There's my partner, Adam Woods, and I'm like, looks kind of cool. Like, it's different when you're working with someone than you see your friend. Like, I had to actually watch.
Yeah,
I was taken aback.
Thank you, good sir. That just means I'm old as all shit.
Well, you
My
can't,
goodness.
man. You ain't no salt and pepper like this guy.
Yeah, I know. Hey, there you go. I mean, that's why I shaved my beard.
Yeah,
But
you're smart.
Anyway, I was gonna say that would be if we had like a Manscaped,
We'll leave that
sponsor.
for Joey the
That would be
Bull.
a great crescendo.
Manscaping is his segment.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
gosh. I thought it was Mexplaining. Anyway, so I kind of want to dial it back, Lisa. Obviously, there's easier ways to make a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
So, what got you excited about either wanting to start MMA or watching it? Like, how did your career kind of? What was the
into
genesis?
Professional before. How did it fall into? Okay, so before I came professional, I was actually going to school to be a medical biller, and I graduated, and then I started working the field, and I was realizing I don't really like typing at the desk and calling people upon like just collections, and it was just I didn't like that.
That
feeling.
wears on your soul, man.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And I was like, oh, I don't like this. So I got back into training just slowly but surely. And then I got a hold of my coach, Colin Oyama, and we talked. We were like, oh, okay, I want you to move over here. I want you to be completely committed. No job, nothing. You can work in the gym. Gave me a spot to live. So
Wow.
yeah, so
What an opportunity.
exactly. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go for it. And then he said, we're gonna have one more amateur fight, and then we're gonna turn pro. So we did that, and then I forgot my amateur. I forgot her name. Sorry.
That's okay.
So I ended up winning, turned pro, and then I went against one of my old teammates, Amanda Jones. We used to train together at one of my old gyms, and it was just crazy that we fought each other on both of our debuts.
How is fighting an old teammate? Because it's different than
Oh,
a rival
man.
that you're unaware of. You might even know all kinds of little nuances about a person that you were once friends and partners with.
Honestly, I was excited because I know that both of our journeys went separate, so I was kind of interested how she grew as a martial artist, and then it was just because like I know like back in the day we used to like beat each other up, dude. She used to beat me up. It was cool. So like to debut it, it was awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Now, I mean, so you didn't start at Oyama. You started at another gym, right?
So I used to compete in karate.
Okay.
As a teenager, I wasn't really that good at it, so I transitioned to Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. I started out with Millennia, and then I transitioned to Oyamas as an amateur, and I was mostly doing like Muay Thai. I did some Jiu-Jitsu, and I was trying to learn wrestling. I wasn't good at wrestling.
Yeah, wasn't happening. It happens, yeah.
So I was competing amateur in Muay Thai, and then me and my family, we happened to move away from the gym. Oh, he wants you to put
Gave you a handle. What a gentleman. He had one right here in his pocket.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
That's all right, Joe. That's how our production crew works around here.
So me and my family, we ended up moving, and so like things came up. I decided to get a real job, and then that's when going to school for medical billing came into place, and then I came back to Team Oyama and turned professional eventually.
Amazing.
That's
interesting.
Yeah,
I like it. It's an interesting circle, but you did
everybody's
what's in your
different.
heart. You know what I mean? That's what returned. So transitioning from karate to Muay Thai. Karate, as I see it, they're very good at distance. Their stance is very different, very open.
Yeah.
The striking and then quick movement to deflect versus Muay Thai, stand and bang, get in the pocket, and
so
don't turn around, right?
Yeah, I learned a lot from karate, which I really appreciated. It's just footwork, and I remember we used to be southpaw. So, and one of my favorite kicks was the side kick and an X kick to
really
do in karate.
Wow.
The heck?
Yeah.
you
So
should try it.
what does that entail? I'm kind of
An
interested.
axe kick.
Just
An axe kick is where you come up and go on top of it.
That's
so
right.
you want to
just
go
say
ahead.
that Anderson Silva.
Yeah, straight up the middle.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's vicious.
I thought she said ass kick, and I'm like,
ass
oh,
kick.
I like that.
Okay.
Let's try it on Adam Woods in the next segment.
I was gonna go with it.
But yes, an axe kick. I'm aware of that one.
Yeah. I
all
mean,
good.
Joey the Bull.
I can handle anything, guys. Don't.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't even want to open up that
he's a
can of
funny
worms.
man.
Yeah.
But kicking in a karate style with the open stance versus Muay Thai, hands up here on the balls of your feet, a lot more damage being inflicted. You have your leg bones, your tibia, you're just banging onto people.
Yeah, it's a
you
lot
know,
more
it just
vicious.
right. That's what I want to hear. Where does that viciousness come from? Karate's more of a point sport.
Yeah.
Muay
for
Thai is a
sure.
bloody sport.
Yeah.
Do you dig deep for that
Yeah, it's
that
like
switch to
for-
come on,
like,
or is that
for
something
me,
that just
for
happens?
me, it's like, I know I want to probably make certain people mad, but like it's kind of go forward, pressure.
It
forward,
is pressure.
Forward, where like you have in MMA, you kind of have to be like conscious of where you're at. You gotta like take angles. You gotta level change, and that's a lot of things that I've learned transitioning to MMA. So wrestling, I really needed to learn wrestling, especially. So I definitely took wrestling and jiu-jitsu very, very seriously.
That's good.
I learned a lot. Ugh.
It's amazing the curriculum that you have to undergo and
Yeah,
take
you gotta
in.
go into a lot of disciplines
Yes.
versus one or two.
Absolutely.
Now you were at Team Millennia, right?
No, Team Oyama.
Oh, Yama. So I mean, but where was your initial training from? The karate school.
Oh, White Tiger Martial Arts, and that was we call it up the hill,
Okay.
which is Victorville, Apple Valley area.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a
Absolutely.
lot going on up there.
Yeah. CFL. There's
Alex Reyes.
Yeah.
Team Jonah.
Oh yeah, I just
Team
seen
Jonah,
Alex
my buddy.
last weekend.
Yeah, I love him, man. Those guys, his wife and him are just doing wonderful things up there.
So, I got something for you guys. Here's,
Robert, our producer, has something for us.
Here's one of my favorite kickboxers of all time, and he's famous for his axe kicks.
I gotta see that.
We got
Oh,
show
shoot.
Andy Hook.
There it
Yes,
is. There it
that's
is.
it right
There
there.
it is. Yep.
Oh.
Boom, that's what.
I love that.
Rest in peace, Sandy Hook.
Dang.
I can do that kick.
Now it makes me want to.
Well, the other thing is
Practicing
it's
them.
hard to prepare for that, so you don't see it coming.
Sometimes, like with those, like if your leg gets stuck here, can they just run you down?
Yeah. The takedown becomes easier for them if it's stuck, and then there's the question mark kick too. That's a little funky.
That's weird
You know?
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful when it lands, but I
Yeah.
mean, how many?
I wouldn't say like an axe kick would be that effective in an MMA fight.
I wonder.
You know.
Yeah.
But you never know.
When you see Joe Rogan and his Taekwondo skills, I mean, I realize that he's a much more developed MMA fighter, right? But that stuff is just amazing to see that it came from one of the traditional martial arts, which are not taken as serious anymore. But the traditions were there, and those striking arts have moved forward. Obviously, Muay Thai being more bloody, but I don't think having a karate background is a bad thing. Look at Lyoto Machida.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You
I
know?
completely agree. It's effective.
Especially for tournaments, because you're constantly competing.
Mm-hmm.
So that builds up that fortitude for the fight.
I used to compete with my brothers and sisters, so we pretty much traveled. We went to Idaho. We went to Vegas. We went around, so it was cool.
You had a fighting childhood then.
Yeah.
The parents kind of got you into self-defense
Yeah,
with karate.
Because I used to live with my mom, and things didn't really work out, so I went to live with my dad. My dad.
That's my story too. I think we all have a lot of stories like
well,
that.
my dad was like, you know what, you're not gonna go mess around, be doing this stupid stuff, so you're gonna jump into karate with your brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was like, I was kind of like pushed into it.
Yeah.
But then when I transitioned to actually Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, I was just like, I was a gym rat.
I think they're more purposeful. I know that's a difficult thing to say from one art to the next, but the attack is so direct,
Yeah.
right? With both Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. It's
Yes.
meant to end you.
Yes.
A submission or a knockout.
That's why it's definitely a big difference.
Yeah. Amazing that you're so soft-spoken, you're so mellow, but yet I have seen that switch turn on. And
Yeah.
you've seen it.
Yes, absolutely,
And
100%.
there's a vicious lady on the other end of those punches, man, just looking to destroy someone. So, you know, she's got both. I love that about her. So
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the silent assassin,
Yeah,
almost, right?
that's
Yeah. There you go.
watch out in the grocery store if this girl pisses you off.
Whoa, my gosh. Well, I think it's pretty apropos the fact that you went from punching numbers in medical
Right?
billing
I
to
like
punches
that. Yeah, it's quite
faces
different.
that would
This guy.
send people to the hospital to probably get a bill. So that's a
Oh,
really
dude.
good return on investment. That's almost like a doctor,
It's a
right?
great analogy.
I'm just saying.
You're
it's-
keeping the medical billers of the world busy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Sending
Keeping
people
them
to
in
a
business.
That's
hospital.
karma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Giving back to those that once gave to you.
Yeah, it's from the, what is it? Kangen. It's like from
Yes.
the source, and literally,
Look at this guy.
you're from the source. Like you're the source of all the ass kicking that eventually gets medical billed.
And axe kicking.
Yeah.
Have you
there
guys
go.
thought about?
What's that you got going there,
Competing?
Robert? Is that coming up?
Oh,
Yeah, here, check
Brazilian kick?
Robert's bringing something up. The Brazilian kick.
Yeah, Glauber Feitosa, famous for his question mark kicker.
Oh, that question mark kick is an interesting one.
Okay.
let's see it.
So this guy's like,
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
God.
That was
I love how his,
Dang, do you see him?
his
that a
ponytail
question?
shook.
He was like, oh.
His ponytail shook.
Was it the jab that put him out?
no, that's
It was
That's the
kick.
kick, but his
So-
That was
ponytail.
so quick.
He was so
Rewind
cool,
it.
He named it the Brazilian kick for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Dude, if his flying ponytail got into that coach's head, it'd be a full head of hair.
That was incredible, Robert.
He's
That was-
asleep.
Say it again.
See,
Oh, there it is.
you see the ponytail.
Went like this.
The ponytail just flops.
Check that out.
Watch the
Oh,
ponytail.
and a curl.
Oi! The ponytail goes flying.
I'm just like, look.
If he didn't have that scrunchie,
I like that he started the lawnmower right after it, too.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, bringing it back to the people.
Or that looked almost like the first part of the Shevchenko dance, you know?
Hey, everybody's got to mow a lawn once in a while. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the chainsaw. He's starting his boat. He's going fishing.
Wait.
There you go, Joe.
All right,
Thank you so
anyway.
much.
Yeah, man. So, what has been your most memorable part of your career? Like, whether it be a fight or training, like, thus far, like, what has been
I think
the most memorable thing?
the most memorable thing is like getting these stitches. I got 11 stitches on my forehead. And that was from Amanda Jones.
Really?
Yeah, it was in the second round, and at first I didn't even know what hit me. We were just so in the clinch, just throwing back and forth.
What's awesome is you can't see it, so I didn't even know it was there till you brought it up. So
yeah,
they did a good job.
My coach was saying put vitamin E on that, so that's the trick.
Yeah.
So
what about fighters that inspire you? I'm curious about what brings you to the cage and who inspires you to grow and learn.
My team, because I see them grinding every single day, even when I'm on the sidelines watching, and to see them just like with their blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah,
it's awesome. And then like my coaches always, talking to me. That's always meaningful. Always talking in my ear. I don't want to say like certain things, but they're always in my ear, motivating me. So.
It's
people
top
I
level.
love. Oh, my family.
Yeah.
Family, man.
For sure.
My family is the biggest support. So I have like 2 little nieces looking up to me. So
you're a role model now. It's big. I mean, when you're in the cage like that, especially for young ladies, they see empowerment, they see strength in that, and I think it gives them hope. So
yeah,
I'm sure that drives you.
Oh, for sure.
Or they could piss you off and be on the receiving end of it, and that's power of a different elk. Yeah,
I've seen that. Yes.
Absolutely. It's like, oh, your fight sucks. Oh, it sucks. Bam! There you go.
That's pretty quick jab there. I like that, Woods. He's been practicing.
That at all.
He has been practicing.
So,
yes, Robert.
Mike John,
what's up?
he said, "What's up, Lisa?
What's up, Mike?"
Right?
You are the sidekick."
What?
You're on the sidekick? Yeah. What are you talking about? Like T-Mobile? Are you gonna flip out and show your screen? I don't know. Like, is that? Oh, you mean like actual sidekick?
We have an actual sidekick right here for you.
10 points.
And he caught it with something other than his eyeball.
Last time I caught like CBD in my face. I mean, wait, that didn't sound right. My goodness, I forgot.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Got a CBD in your face.
Nor will it be the last.
But this, you millennials, is a sidekick. You remember this?
Dang, that was
I
like,
couldn't afford one when we were out. I
know,
knew
dude.
what they were.
And I think Albert Tapka is on here too because it says
What's up, Albert?
submissions on the shore.
Right on.
Yeah, man. So we'll see you there on Friday. Thank
Lisa
you for
will
the
be
invite,
there.
my
We'll
man.
be there. Yes, absolutely.
Albert.
What was that? The small.
Yeah,
nose?
I always do this.
Right on. That's like
Alright, just ignore
Little
it.
Rascals. Like,
Oh my gosh, this is like.
That is a
I'm
relic
sorry, I
to
gotta.
legit. Ah, she remembered how to open it because I'm way too dumb.
Dang,
to
you didn't
figure
even
that out.
know.
Yeah. Now, if you got like one of those two-way pagers from like the late '90s, like,
Oh.
I think
gosh,
Robert was
those
born
are
in the
super
90s, so
old.
he might have one or might not.
oh
There
my
you go.
god!
I bet you, Robert knows all the codes though. He could send you words, like, because you had to put digits as
Oh, like
words.
boobs
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hi mom.
How do you know
I
that one?
miss you.
Hey,
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Why did we go there?
I love you.
I'm sorry, Lisa. This was supposed to be a family
this
show.
is according to words.
Yeah, this was a family show until I fucked it up.
And we're out.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. There goes my respectability. Anywho, yeah. So that's got to be cool to be a role model, especially as a woman, right?
In this day and age, such a strong
Right.
thing to be for young ladies,
Oh, for
especially
sure.
in a cage.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, and it's, I mean, some of my favorite fights actually happen either the women's portion of any MMA card, and one of my favorite promotions is actually Invicta, because I feel women's MMA, even with the onset of Ronda Rousey, Chris Cyborg, Amanda Nunes, and what have you, very much women's MMA in 2020, even though there's more places to kind of ply your trade, the women fighters are in almost a similar plight of the old school fighters of like Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, where it's just like, yeah, I kind of know what that thing is, but I don't really know what it is, right? And the pay is kind of, I don't want to say it's like unequal, but you know, there isn't the highlight, the shine that, you know, maybe a same-tiered male fighter would be, right? The attention, right?
I
Yeah.
think that's the state of the world, and we're trying to improve that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it's really cool to be in this day and age where you know that there's going to be, you know, a women's fight on the card, and it's probably going to be the most exciting thing. And when people are leaving, from the arena to home, that's the one that they're going to be talking about in the car.
What did you guys think of the Roxanne Maffredite and Macy Barber? Just because you brought up some veterans.
Yeah.
I was thinking of right when you said that. I was thinking of that fight. I was like, it was a pretty cool fight.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of miles, Roxanne, right? So Modafferi's got a lot of miles, but she really brings it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see her cap off her career, almost like in a similar instance of Michael Bisping, where she's been in the game so long, she's so supportive of other people, and it would be nice just to kind of cap off her career with a title. And she's gotten close in in the UFC. Then she went to Invicta, got close there. She's always in the hunt, but it would be really cool to see her kind of cap off her career with a title.
She's so happy.
Absolutely. The happy warrior is literally her moniker.
And she's gotten better. So that's what's wonderful, is when you're getting better at what you do, and she definitely has shown that. She mixes it up. She's not the same fighter from fight to fight. So that's what's kept her in the game.
Absolutely. Well, and it's kind of funny when you mentioned about, her kind of progressing, right, and learning new tricks to the trade. I actually think she developed a bit of a killer instinct.
Yeah.
Because Angela Hill was talking about it on the Rogan podcast, where, when she got, basically sent to Invicta, or she got released from her UFC contract initially, right? And the fire that happens, right? And it's almost like Roxanne is displaying that killer instinct. What happens, or and it's happened to Rumble Johnson. It's happened to a multitude of fighters that they get the taste of the big time, and maybe it wasn't their time, or they got called too early.
Even during the show, the Ultimate Fighter, maybe she didn't have that. So you bring up a valid point.
Right. But that's one thing that Lisa Mauldin doesn't have to worry about, because again, once that switch gets turned on, bloody hell. I mean, literally, it is. It's blood everywhere, blood flying. Yeah, it's what hell would look like, essentially. Right? Yeah.
It does get kind of bloody in the cage when Lisa's in there, I'll tell you that.
Pretty much.
Both ways. She's not scared to get bloody herself.
Yeah, absolutely.
How does your family feel about that? Here's Lisa in a cage, and she comes out, and you look like a fighter.
I'm not gonna lie, because my dad is there all the time. Every single fight, I can always hear him just screaming my name. Oh, it does not feel like I don't know, when you're in the fight, there's certain things you can just tune into or just listen to, but it's always like my dad. And then my debut, I heard a lot of Romy Adanza. Elbow. I just remember hearing him. It's just those are my family though. I get sidetracked.
No, it's great though. It's good ear training, because coming from the karate background, I'm sure he was yelling things at an early age. It's that voice that carries forward.
Yeah, pretty.
My jiu-jitsu instructor downstairs, I can hear his voice a mile away. Doesn't matter where we're at. Pick it out of a crowd. You know what I mean? During tournaments, he's the guy that you hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And obviously, not the longest of amateur careers, and you go pro, right? So, were you really prepared? Did you feel that you were prepared to kind of make that ascension? Because obviously bigger stages and what have you. Did you kind of think about that in terms of how you would perform, or?
What do you mean?
I mean, going from an amateur, kind of
transitioning,
right, to pro, right?
For me, I was just taking it as as it goes. I wasn't so. I mean, of course, you're gonna be nervous at some point, but I was just taking it day by day, taking it as I go slowly. Because I had hard times with interviews.
Really?
I'm not so. I get nervous, so so I had to just take it as it goes, and then not be so shy. So just do it. Just pretty much just get exposure. It's because that's part of the road.
Yeah, it is part of the game. So that's great that you're willing to, because this isn't the first time. We've talked to Lisa, so for her not to like it, that's a great thing for us, because she's really spent some time with us. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you guys for having me.
Always.
Oh man, and that's kind of why we do this, because obviously, I mean, we've all seen our favorite, and you could probably speak even deeper. Your teammate or whatever, they get the call from the UFC or Bellator, or wherever they want to fly their trade.
It's always a good thing,
right?
When they get to that next level.
Yeah,
it's always
Right, and then you're inundated with, it's not just the fight. You got to do, pressers and all that jazz, and
I'm still new. I'm still getting new to that. I'm adjusting to that too. So,
especially at the upper levels, because this is going to be a constant, right?
Right, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So there's almost no time to really think. You're always going to be inundated with pressure.
Yeah,
pressure of the fight, pressure of the media, pressure of friends and family, and the balance of going through fight camp and living. Right, it's so much.
It is to take day by day sometimes, but you just gotta, just go for it.
With a team like yours, at least you get to see it at every level.
Yeah.
Because people are fighting from top to bottom of the MMA game.
Sometimes, sometimes I always wonder how these fighters do it, because I don't know. I just wonder how they do it sometimes, but I think when you just start doing it often, you get used to it.
It's part of the job, part of the gig, right?
Yeah. And it's just like, almost comparing it to your first day in the gym, where you feel awkward and, oh my gosh, people are looking at me, and and I can see where I'm not connecting. And then, when you look into, when it comes fight time, or, like your coach saying, hey, you've been christened, you can take your first fight, or what have you, you're a lot different than, when you started, but that takes time and effort and practice.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's kind of the same thing, just getting a comfortability in your skill set.
Sure.
Exactly.
I think you also carry the flag for your team, so there's the added pressure of that, right?
Yeah.
Families watching, friends are watching, might be televised. So it's all those different elements, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably elements that she didn't probably realize until we said it to her. So,
couple more things to think about.
My bad, please. My bad. So up to now, what has been your favorite fight? Like a fight that you can hang your hat on at this stage of your career and go, man, like we made magic that night. Do you have one?
Honestly, it would be when I fought against Caitlin Neal. I just remember I was like embedding in my head. I was like, I'm gonna take her down. I'm gonna take her down. I'm gonna take her down. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna take her down. And like sure enough, I ended up like taking her down the first and the second. Probably not exactly how my coaches wanted it, but it was, to me, I was like, I got her down. But I wanted to prove to myself that I can wrestle, and I'm not just a Muay Thai or kickboxer. I wanted to prove that to myself, and I still want to prove that I have jiu-jitsu too. So
I'm excited to see that, and I'm as excited to see that your focus was a takedown during a fight, and attempted takedowns, and actually finishing, because the commitment that it takes to take someone down, you may drop, change levels, get a hold of them, but then you have to push through, and there's energy exerted, and there may be the cage involved. They're trying to creep back up. Everybody's trying to get to their feet, but you have to commit.
I had a hard time keeping Caitlin down, so after I noticed that I couldn't really keep her on the ground, we were working on mat returns, just trying to like keep top position and keep the person on the ground.
It's an interesting thing in a fight education. It's not just throwing hands.
No.
It's the positional things, right?
Oh, for sure. Position is like everything, honestly. And moving your head. You gotta move your head.
Right? No, you're not wrong. I mean, Frankie Edgar. When someone says head movement, I'm thinking Frankie Edgar, right?
Yeah.
Because then there's the Korean Zombie. He just comes forward with, no head movement. So
one of the most memorable is Clay Guida. I mean, he literally bounced.
You're right.
Gosh, and his gas tank.
And the hair.
Dude, that hair.
You're right.
Yeah, Clay Guida is like the best example of that in MMA, I feel. Because you never know where he's going.
You're right about that.
It's almost as long as Tyson Fury's punching. You don't know where it's going, and then back. Oh my God! Like what the hell?
And stance switches and things like that that are not common.
Absolutely.
They may expose you to a takedown or expose you to inside leg kicks, but he's doing it so adept, in that head movement. That's where you want to aspire to be able to utilize your fight education. You know what I mean? So it's awesome to see that you want to go to the ground, though. I love to hear that, because I know that's the question. If other girls are watching you fight, trying to pick you apart, and they're like, she doesn't go to the ground. This will tell them otherwise.
Yeah,
I just would like to, and plus, I want to see how I perform on the ground.
Sure.
Because most of the majority of my fights, I haven't been on the ground probably past 30 seconds or at most of it. So I really want to see how I do and test that area.
Yeah, it's one of the positions. We got 5 places you can fight from, right? So
yeah, my last fight, I wish I could have gone more to the ground. But I wanted to, I think, stand more with her. So
that's a challenge. That's the challenge that most of us have. So you fall in love with your hands and you're doing good.
Yeah.
When do you change
Yeah,
gears? When do you change levels and push for a takedown, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny in the instance of like Aaron Pico and Justin Gaethje, like world-class wrestlers, right? And that's been their bread and butter, you would think, right? And they just completely abandon it and blitzkrieg you, you know? And it's
You're
just
right.
like, it's
especially
kind of,
those two.
Yeah, I mean, those are kind of, when you look at the definition of like abandoning what your bread and butter is.
It brought you to the table.
Yeah, and it's just like what's interesting about you. You know, that's almost like Gordon Ryan employing like absolutely no jiu-jitsu in, you know, or Gary Tonin. Gary Tonin's doing MMA, and you're like, wait, you're just striking now? What is this? What are you doing?
I guess we're going to wait and see what happens with both of those guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Did you guys catch any of the fights this weekend? Either the UFC international.
Everybody talking about Tyson Fury at the moment, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
what do you guys think?
Hit it.
Okay, so well, shout out to Daryl Ferris because there are many people that said somewhat not so nice things about one Deontay Wilder's walkout song, but. Or entrance itself, but Daryl Ferris, the one who rapped Deontay Wilder to the ring, he's actually a high school classmate of mine.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. Him and
Inglewood's finest.
Yeah, man. So I believe he goes by the name of Inglewood Sir, and he won the. There was a competition on Netflix. Yeah. Rhythm and Flow, I believe it is. Yeah, and he won it. So it was kind of cool to see all of the people talking about the headgear that Wilder was wearing. But I was like, hey, that's my friend. That's cool. That's super cool.
No, that's always good to see people. That's how I feel when I see Lisa fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, hey, we just talked at, the 10th Planet Costa Mesa, and bam, she's in the ring.
Yeah.
In the cage, rather.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that feeling is a cool feeling. Then you're really into it,
Yeah.
So every second you're in there, we're just like,
super
here she
invested.
goes.
Super invested.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. You're super invested.
Yeah.
I like that.
Now, I definitely want to get your guys' thoughts on it. But there was... Well, first off, let's talk about the fight itself. What did you guys think of a fight? I thought, going at as long as it did for heavyweights that are north of what?
Their cardio has to be off the Richter scale. It really is something that's unheard of to be that heavy, that big. I mean, there's bone structure, there's meat on there, and for them to keep going at that level, I mean, we've seen guys gas out in 3 rounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just kept going.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, hats off to the guys for
and I mean,
cardio
especially as tall as they are.
Yeah.
I mean, Wilder is 6'6".
Yeah.
Fury is 6'9".
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did you see that headlock though?
Yeah, man.
Jiu-jitsu girl right
I was
there.
like,
Yeah, so, I mean, what did you think, Lise?
I thought it was to be honest, I saw bits and parts.
Okay,
of the fight.
that's fine. Yeah.
So, as you guys are saying these things, I'm like, okay, this is pretty.
It's all coming back.
Yeah,
but I
absolutely.
seen one bit of it where the guy.
We've probably seen a meme or something of Wilder's face going, whatever.
I think most importantly, it brings boxing back to the forefront. We often deal with MMA. We're getting a little bit more Muay Thai in the Southern California region. We're seeing more fights come up,
Absolutely.
more promotions. But boxing, it's an art that I want to still see hang in there. And then we don't have the superstars we once had.
That's true.
So to see guys at that level, big boys, put on a show, because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. We need more of that.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And boxing as a whole, I mean, and it goes with MMA as well, where, I mean, the level of interest is hinged upon what's happening in the heavyweight division.
Yes.
And I don't think of it any other time in recent history where we've got 4 heavyweights to talk about. Ruiz, Joshua, Wilder, and and Fury. My goodness, it's so stacked.
I love
but
that.
Speaking of stacked, I mean, we've got one stacked gentleman who's chomping at the bit.
He is.
One Joey the Bull.
Falling out of his shoes.
Yeah, literally.
Our comedy segment is coming up.
Absolutely.
I'm being serious.
No,
our serious segment?
legit. It's shoot as
I went to
Joey.
journalism school.
So did Adam.
Apparently, it means absolutely shit. But
Robert was my
digress.
journalism
But
teacher.
we're going to have Bull and Noble with Lisa and Joey the Bull in a few short seconds. So you guys want to just check this out?
Hang in there, Lisa. We'll be back.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll like this.
Yeah.
Bull 911.
Do you have a?
This is Zeta Day with Our Life CBD.
Yo, what's up? This is Bull or No Bull with Joey the Bull. Lisa, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Now, this is the segment where I go off and tell 3 stories. One of them is true. But please, people, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook channels. The person that gives the right answer online, on the messenger, on all of our channels gets a free Gym Crasher t-shirt. So please, if you look up the gymcrashers.com, look at their t-shirts. They're pretty tight. I mean, look at them. I'm wearing a tight shirt too, as you can see. But anyway, you ready for these stories?
I'm ready. I'm really interested.
Now remember, one of them is true, so I'm going to tell you 3 stories.
All right.
First one, one thing I learned is not to eat Del Taco before jiu-jitsu. and I got a free pass to this one gym one day saying, learn jiu-jitsu. And me, I come from a boxing background because I'm a pretty badass guy, And so I'm thinking, Del Taco, I'm hungry, I haven't ate lunch, so I'm going to eat a full-on 3 burritos, 3 tacos, a macho-sized French fry, and a drink. So I'm pounding this stuff down. Yeah, I'm good. I feel like I'm full of energy because, eating beans is like spinach to us, you know what I mean? So, so I'm just saying, for frijoles is like the power juice, you know what I mean? And so here I'm in the class, and I have no gi. And I'm thinking, do they make gis for guys my size? Because I'm thinking, do I just wear a bathrobe with the tie on it? Because I haven't seen a gi for guys that are about 400 and some pounds. That's the honest to God truth. So what happened was, I was in my gym shorts. I had my shirt. The guy's like, hey, come on board. Let's get you to do some jiu-jitsu. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm doing the burpees, doing the elephant walks, doing the whatever warm-ups they're having me do. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm good. So they had me tied in with this one guy. Guy was a little smaller than me, but big guy too, And so we're rolling around, and I'm like hearing noises. Like, what the hell? My stomach's going. Every move I was doing, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, here I'm sweating. I'm thinking, I don't want to lose it during jiu-jitsu class. I'll be the one guy that made loud noises. And so what happened was he tried to put me in an armbar. And so here I'm pushing. I'm struggling. I played it off real cool, and I'm like, oh, that shit stunk. I'm like, oh, fuck, hope they didn't hear me. So he did it again. I'm like, oh, and he's pulling harder. And I'm, as somebody trying to pull your arm off your damn socket, I'm getting pissed. This is my first time doing jiu-jitsu. So I'm trying to pull this guy in and not realizing that the last burp was not a last burp. It was pretty much the last squirt.
Oh, no.
And so,
wait, were you wearing a white gi?
No, I was wearing gym shorts. And so I tapped out like, bro. You're like, what? It's like, he's like, yeah, I heard you. I'm like, yeah, I need to go. I need to go right now. Like,
I'm a brown belt now.
No. So basically, I shit myself. There's my first story.
Oh, shit. That's the one.
Third story. Back in the day, pretty sure people that live in Orange County, they remember the Strawberry Festival in Garden Grove. Every year they had an event, and one year I went with my boys. And of course, me being the odd one out of the group, I was the only whatever Latin guy in the group with all my brothers. I mean, my brothers. You know, so we're all hanging out. Next year, something happened. Cops came along. They grab all my boys. And I'm like, yo, like, here I'm being Mr. Political. Like, yo, they haven't done nothing. You grabbed them because they're black. That's messed up. Hey, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, the sergeant comes along. He's like, sir, is there a problem? I go, no, this is bullshit. You have all my guys on the ground. Dogs barking at them, you know, and everything else. And I'm like, this is bullshit. Let them go. We didn't do anything. Whatever incident happened, it happened way over there. And so the sergeant says, you know what, you got to come with me, son. So he basically grabs my new T-shirt that my mom bought me from Kmart, you know, and he rips his shirt. I'm like, yo, like, what the hell? So I got the back of his uniform, ripped his uniform back of his shorts. Next thing you had 4 police officers trying to take me down. I break out like Incredible Hulk. I was so pissed. Next thing you know, you had about at least 8 Garden Grove PD officers with their batons out, beating the crap out of me. I mean, I'm like, yo, like, I go, dude, I ain't a piñata. And they were beating me and, you know, knocking me in my head. And, you know, like, I ain't a piñata. Candy's not going to come out of me.
Oh, gosh.
And then the one, I was just like, quiet there, Boehner. I'm like, Boehner, what, you selling burritos? And so, pretty much, I didn't go to jail because I had a free pass because, fortunately, one of my mentors was a Santa Ana PD. And when I mentioned that, they actually drove in a Santa Ana PD officer to check up on me and pretty much said, he's good, let him go. Because otherwise, I don't went to jail for that. So me almost going to jail, getting beat up by 6 or 8 police officers for pulling a sergeant's shirt out of his shirt. Okay, third story.
Okay, so the first story is like...
Okay, this is the third and last story. Now I gotta apologize to the social media world. Apparently, a lot of the stories I tell on Bull or No Bull are upsetting a lot of fighters out there, saying you're talking about my mentor, you're talking about my coach, you're talking about somebody I care about, and blah blah blah. Because if you look at my old segments, I talk about everything about Mike Tyson. I talked about everything about Tito Ortiz. I talked about everything about Aaron Brinks. I talked about anything about Kimbo Slice and Tank Abbott. And pretty much my stories went up saying, you know, back in the day when I was tough and young and 220 pounds, a sexy beast in the ring, I would beat their ass. No, they want me to apologize, saying, bro. So deep down inside, I was like, you know what? I wrote my social media, got my phone out. I do apologize that one day I'll still beat their ass. Because I'm Joe Bull, and that's what it's all about. This is Bull and No Bull. So you know what story's true? Do you figure out me apologize to people, almost having a dookie incident in jiu-jitsu, or speaking of, that ever happen to you in jiu-jitsu?
No.
You ever like fart? You know what I mean? I just want to make sure. I mean, nobody's perfect. I'm pretty sure everybody knows.
Okay, so I never shit myself.
Well, not shit. It's like fart. I mean, everybody farts in jiu-jitsu. I'm pretty sure I smelled you. No, I'm just saying. No. Okay, I guess you never fart in jiu-jitsu. Have you been arrested?
Okay, all right. Hold on.
So, which story you think is true? The pooping accident? The me getting arrested? Or me apologizing to the social media world about all their fighters? Punk asses.
Thanks on the floor laughing right now. Oh gosh. Honestly, I think you probably shit yourself.
Oh well. You know, we'll find. She looks at myself like I can tell. But please subscribe.
Let me know if you wore. Did you wear a white gi?
Please subscribe. I didn't wear no gi because they didn't have a gi this time to fit my big ass. It was a free pass that I had, and I went to the class. I'm like, oh, jiu-jitsu, yay! And there you go. But anyway. Please subscribe to our Facebook, YouTube on free admissions. I'll give you the answers next week. So people subscribe. Tell me what story is true. Either one, the jiu-jitsu incident where I almost pooped myself, or I did poop myself. 2, getting my ass beat by 8 Garden Grove police officers. Or 3, me apologizing to the MMA social media world about talking shit about all their mentors, which I don't give a goddamn because I'm Joe the Bull and I'm a tough dude.
Honestly.
pretty cool too. That's all right. We're back. That was bull or no bull. I don't know which part was bull or no bull. I think he's capable of doing that in his pants. I think the cops are capable of dancing on his forehead.
Well, there was one bit of continuity. All of the stories either involve ass or shit, so we're getting higher in terms of ratings and
don't forget, I
standards
did apologize to all the mentors out there. That people were.
You
But you said
apologize,
for talking
guys.
shit, so that was
Oh, okay,
yeah. So shit and ass. So fuck, man.
I'm blown away, Joe. I love it.
Yeah,
Our guest got a taste of Joey the Bull tonight. She'll never forget it.
Yep, that was pretty interesting.
She sees you at the fights. She's gonna go the other direction.
Don't go that guy.
You know what? I might take the same path. We're gonna fuck the other way.
Don't walk behind him.
Like instant. Like so. I mean, there was a King of the Cage fight where I remember seeing a gentleman's pants keep on falling down, and his coach had to come in, and he was in the blue corner, and literally had to tape his pants. Right. So I was like, oh my god, he got instantaneously belted as a blue belt. That's fucking cool as shit. But fucking Joey the Bull gets a brown belt almost instantaneously. I mean, assuming that story is true, my goodness.
I'll give you a true story. Robert, our producer, would never ever tap. Ever. In his heyday in jiu-jitsu, probably 9 years ago, he would never ever tap. He was just manning up, doing it the Hawaiian way, just break my arm. Until someone told him, when they put you out with a rear naked choke, you might shit your pants. So he said, oh fuck, I'll tap every day.
I think that's everybody's
Tell
worst
me.
nightmare.
Casey Houston.
Casey Halstead told me that you're going to shit your pants if you don't tap. So that's good
You
advice.
say your fucking eyeballs are popping out of your head and your face is blue. Just tap or you're gonna shit your pants. I'm like, oh shit.
Of all the eyeballs that could pop out of one's eye or whatever, there's another eye that
Yes.
balls can pop
That
out
could
of. But
be the bear coming
that's
out of the
That's
cave.
another story for another day.
It's no longer hibernating season.
No. It's bears in full. What is it? Heat mode? I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah. No. So. In terms of the UFC Australia or New Zealand, it was New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Yeah, because I can't figure out whether I'm Melanesian or Polynesian, so I'm fucking up all my Polynesian
That's okay.
islands.
That's okay.
But I digress. So we might have seen the end of one Irish Dragon, Paul Felder. Did you guys see any of the fight?
I saw highlights. You tell me.
Oh my god, it was a fucking war. Actually,
A dinger? A banger?
wait, a dinger? What if the ding bangs the... Never mind. Anyway. See, we keep high standards here at the Gym Crashers.
Well, after Joey the Bull, anything is...
Yeah, exactly. It's a low brow or...
That's right. He gives us all a
pants.
boost. But do vote. Bull or no bull. We want to know.
Mom, help me. My mom's been dead in like a couple
Hey,
years.
come
So-
on. She's still hovering above you, buddy.
yeah,
It's
so
a
I
rain
need
cloud.
protection for Joey the Bull and
I
his
like
brown
that.
belt.
I like that.
So, 10 points.
Your
Shout
brown
out to
belt.
moms. Yeah.
Well, brown stained belt.
Well, you know what?
Join Joey for stained class.
I mean, I guess you could sweat the details.
Ooh.
And there's a lot of details to sweat in one Joey the Bull. There's a lot to sweat.
Oh.
Hey, my sweat smells good too.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It seems to have curled your hair.
That wasn't you do on Joey, right?
Yeah.
It's just natural, brother. This ain't no curlers. This
No?
is natural.
You got that Jerry curl going.
Hey,
So glow?
so low.
So
Hey, everybody loves it.
That's right.
So what's next for Lisa? Any fights that, as a fighter or a fan, that interest you? Yeah, coming up.
Joanna and Zing. I'm
Joanna,
so
yes.
excited for that.
Really?
I am so excited for that fight because that's gonna be interesting.
Now, what intrigues you about that? I mean, we know why we're intrigued by it, but what
I'm
intrigues
curious.
you?
That's a great question.
Joanna's style and Zing's style, because Zing, she's vicious, and so was Joanna. So it's just like, it's gonna be a war. You never know if it's gonna go to the ground, and if it does go to the ground,
What happens?
what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I would love to see it go to the ground. You're right. But Joanna's style with Muay Thai, is that something that inspires you? Because she's just laser focused.
Oh, Joanna?
Yep.
Oh yeah, her Muay Thai is freaking amazing, along with Valentina's.
Mhm.
They're both, and Do you guys know about Valentina and Joanna fighting when they're?
What?
I think.
Tell us the early days.
Can you guys?
Can you dig it? Robert will look it up while we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Robert.
But Rose Namajunas takes her out with that same viciousness.
Right.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something that was unheard
sorry.
of at the time, right? Joanna Rose.
Yeah.
That was
That was a great
that
moment.
was great. That
Yeah.
was great for Rose because Joanna was just on a freaking terror. And
It almost seemed like it couldn't be done. It was almost like that Ronda
Exactly,
situation where
right?
Holly took her out. We're like, what the hell just took
Yeah.
place? How
Yeah.
did Rose get to
And
that level?
Absolutely.
Rose
Pat
is-
Berry, that's the answer.
And a shaved head, right?
It's her boyfriend.
And a shaved head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What intrigued me about Rose was her mental toughness.
Yeah.
Like, dude. I was just
She's
like,
a different breed.
And she revealed a lot about her personal side of growing up, some things that had happened to her. So she was hurt, you know,
Yeah.
and she brought that into the game. I really
Yeah.
believe that.
Absolutely.
I still remember, like, I think it was Invicta and she did like a flying armbar. I was just like, dang, this girl's legit.
Yeah.
That's when I seen one of her first fights.
Well, going back to her days on The Ultimate Fighter, it almost like anytime they would pan the camera, I was like, that's a perfect meld of both Wednesday and Pugsley. Like, just in terms of viciousness.
This guy.
Just in terms of viciousness.
Rose is a beautiful girl.
No,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely.
She looks nothing like
No,
Wednesday or
But
Pugsley.
in terms of like the mindset and just the presence,
I do love her,
that
though.
was like
I'm
that
a
was
fan.
Pugsley and how like
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, she was like
I don't agree, but I feel you.
that was the cerebral assassin. I felt, right?
She is.
Yeah,
She's a monster.
And I was just like, who? I mean, she was the indomitable force until
Dude, and she rocks that haircut she does.
Right?
Like, she
looks
cut
great
her
with
hair
it.
out.
I dig it. She just
Yeah.
wears it.
Yeah,
Now it is
absolutely.
her.
Looks good on her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's become her. Here we go. Valentina versus Joanna.
Yup.
Early days.
Found it. Oh.
Oh man, love that music. This is K-pop all over.
Come on, Bobby. Let's
Makes you
Yeah,
want
this
to
playing at the Microsoft Theater Wednesday night. Check them out.
What country is this, Robert? Somewhere in Europe?
Yeah.
It looks like Thailand, actually, by the audience and the ref. No?
He looks like
Oh, let me go out of the ring.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Valentina. Valentina looks small right there.
I
So
just
that's-
need my glow sticks. Where's my
Yeah.
glow sticks at?
For real.
That ref looked Norwegian. Come on. He
Do you
he
think
looked Norwegian.
by way of Laos?
There you go. Absolutely. Again, those details. What the details on that. So,
The trade winds brought him across the ocean and then down? I don't know.
I would love to see a visual there. But yeah, man. So that's a pretty crazy fight if you're a fan of women's MMA. Two of the best, right?
I love watching that, yeah.
Right. And we're seeing that more and more, right? And it's not just limited to the UFC. You know, we just saw like Cyborg and Julia Budd. That was high level.
So freaking. I enjoyed that fight so much.
Yeah,
I was like, that was a great fight to watch.
absolutely. And I mean,
Cyborg's just a beast, dude.
Right?
yeah, I mean, Robert and I were at the presser the Wednesday before the fight, and they.
She's
You-
a like
She's
a
such a
lady.
sweetheart.
they were both in a different level, and
Yeah.
they both exuded and
Professionalism.
Fighter, male or female, could take a level of just class that both
Yeah.
women showed. Along with Sergio Pettis was great, Juan Archuleta was great, Henry Corrales was great.
Always,
right?
always.
But I mean, there was just like you knew if you walked in the room and didn't know anything at all, you knew those two were headlining the forum. And you wouldn't bat an eye, right? But what they showed in that fight, I mean, Bud, she was how many fights like in a row that she?
It's
like,
incredible,
It was
yeah.
in the
She was
double
on a good
digits.
streak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
undefeated, right?
Yeah.
Right. I think her. Yeah, because she wasn't one of the ones cast off with to Rousey, right? Yeah, so undefeated, right? And
Undefeated.
a lot of
At
people
that moment.
counted
10
Cyborg
is what we're
out
looking at. 10
because-
is what we're being told by the production crew.
Absolutely. So, and it was crazy because a lot of people counted Cyborg out because she lost to Amanda Nunes at the same arena, the Forum in Inglewood, California, right?
Can you imagine we lived in a time where a cyborg would be counted out?
No, and knockout.
I didn't think it would ever happen. And then
No.
Amanda
Have you guys
proved
seen her
that.
weight cut videos where she's trying to cut that weight?
Oh, yeah, she cried.
Yeah. I was, ugh.
Julia Budd lost to Amanda Nunes
Yeah.
by a straight straight. Amanda Nunes clocked her straight in the face, and she dropped her.
Amanda's got power that
Yeah,
people
that
don't really
fucking was
recognize.
Armbar.
Yeah.
And strike force.
And it's unheard of to have that, especially against somebody like Cyborg, but she proved it.
Yeah.
She earned it.
Sure.
Oh yeah, there was a point in that Nunes Cyborg fight where
Could've won.
there was a particular exchange and she felt Amanda's power and she just
Like,
it
where'd
was
that come
different,
from?
and then it just was downhill from there.
Yeah.
You know, Amanda Nunes. I don't know how anyone would regard her as. I mean, if it's a disputation that she's the greatest women's combat sports athlete of all time.
I
Ever.
agree.
Yeah, that's look at her credentials. My goodness.
Where do we find an opponent for Amanda in this world right now? Someone that's formidable.
You know,
Honestly, I would like to see her and Valentina fight again.
Okay.
I think that would be
I really thought I would see better out of Valentina, but I would like to see it again. You're right. They can replay that one.
That would be a good fight.
Yeah.
I wonder if yeah, no, she would. Yeah, it would probably. Yeah,
It's
that'd be a good fight. I
Yeah.
would be so down to watch that.
dream fight for you. UFC title fight. Who do you see yourself up against? Totally fictitious. Too far to see ahead?
Kinda. I don't want to jump too far ahead, honestly.
Okay. Well, what about your trajectory as a fighter? Where's the top fighting promotion that you see yourself in? What is the goal?
I want to get in the UFC.
Yeah.
My
That's
goal
it.
is to be in the UFC, and I'll get there. I'll get there. Watch.
We're all going to be watching, that's for sure. I like to
Just gotta
hear
put
it.
in the time, the work. Keep going, fight after fight.
Yeah.
Grow.
Well, you're part of a group of ladies that are working towards something that we're all witnessing evolve
Oh.
at the moment.
I'm excited for Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany Storm.
Mm-hmm.
She has a good fight ahead of her too. She's gonna be in LFA.
LFA is bringing up tomorrow's
Oh man,
stars.
they are. They're. Did you guys see the last LFA card?
We
I
were
seen
there.
like.
We were
Oh,
all
shoot!
there, yeah, we were
Sorry.
We were there.
And you guys, what do you guys think? 'Cause-
yeah, super good.
Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. She's fighting Haley Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited for that because Haley had a bump up in weight in 35s, and Brittany, the 125 is pretty like low for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure she's excited to be fighting at 135. So
A little closer to natural.
yeah, so I'm excited for that. She's gonna do so good. She's been working so hard.
No, I mean you guys have a pretty cool stable of female fighters there. I mean, we've got Ashley Evans Smith. We've got
Carla
a lot
Esparza.
of people in terms of pioneers in the sport, and I mean she's still active, but an inaugural Invicta champion, an inaugural UFC champion in one Carla Cupcake Esparza.
That's coming up too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. She's fighting soon. So I mean, what is it to kind of trade sweat with, those gals that are competing at a high level?
It's always an just because the experience they hold. Sorry, the experience that they hold and like how they grown as a fighter and just like their personal experiences, and when you train with them, it's like, dang, this girl's been through so much, especially like Carla. She's been through so much training camps. She's gone all over. She has so much just a journey. And so anytime that I work with her, it's always an honor, especially like knowing like she got the strawweight title for Invicta for the UFC. To me it's a big
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
Those are the accomplishments.
So
yeah.
like,
And then her wrestling pedigree, geez.
yeah, her wrestling is just fucking great. She's strong. She's small, but she's strong for her size. So
And explosive. And a
her
pioneer of
takedown, her
women's
double.
sport. Yeah. Right?
I'm like taller. She's just like short. She gets right.
It's actually a bad place to be because you can't change levels quick enough.
Yeah.
No.
She shoots on you, she's got it.
So like Flo is like one of our other girls. She's
Yeah.
just
Aitohine.
yeah.
We love Flo.
She's like the same height, so like I have that same issue. Like she's super short, so she goes right underneath me.
She's solid rock.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Right?
So
I don't know what they eat in Tahiti, but man, she's solid.
A lot of cassava.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah,
Breadfruit.
Yeah. There you go. She's gonna kill.
We love Flo. We got to get Flo on the show.
Yes,
You
yes, dude.
She's good
She's
people.
a freaking character, dude.
I love her. Yeah, yeah. She's so funny.
That's dope. That's dope. Man, this has been really cool, right? To have you here, because I mean, this is one that we've kind of wanted to have since your last fight.
We think it's personal when it's somebody we love and we watch fight and we actually go out and visit and see. So it's been an honor to have you. We love your story.
Thank you.
You know, you really bring it. Just excited to see you get back at it. It looks like you're unfazed. You know,
No.
You took some damage, but you're back on it.
Yes. Yeah. You'll see. I'll be there. You see the adjustments I'll make. Just watch.
That's what it's all about, you know. And you definitely have the great team.
For
Are
sure.
there people that you like to say thank you to,
Oh,
such as Chewy at Raw Talent? And
yes, Raw Talent, Chewy. Thank you. My gym, my home gym, Team Oyama, all my teammates, my coaches, my sponsors, Homegirl, Total Aggression, Bite Me Mouth Guards, OC Fight Dogs. Take care of my body because when I get beat up, man, they take care of me.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Dang it, I'm gonna forget.
Right? Dr. Kessler.
Dr.
Yeah, man.
Kessler.
Bernard's my homeboy over there. I love those
Oh,
guys,
dude, that
right?
guy's-
Isn't Bernard cool?
Diablo, have you been?
Love those guys, yeah.
Hot
Hot grips. They use all those little devices and stuff to
Oh,
grind
yeah.
stuff out.
They use that on my my knee.
Yeah, I love hot grips.
Who else?
I'm gonna send Joey there.
Joey, I don't know if they have a grip for Joey, but you know they'll invent one.
What is a hot grip?
Well,
A hot
for
press.
you, it'd be like a railroad bar. No, they're these tools that they use to work on your tissue, your muscles, your connective.
Yeah,
they get deep.
yeah.
I like
So we'll
it.
get a railroad bar for you. You know what I
like
mean?
it.
We'll just pull up a track. And,
Deeply on. I was glad you said tissue.
well, you know, I don't want to go too deep with Joe.
There
You got to
you
be
go.
able to go home and see his wife at night.
So where can we find you on your social media?
Instagram, Lisa Marie 4. I don't have Twitter, guys.
Neither do I.
Okay. I don't
Adam
have
does.
Twitter.
He does it for all of us.
Adam Woods, where can they find you?
Twitter
According
bird.
to Woods on literally everything. And also check out the Free Admission YouTube page because not only are you getting this awesome show, but there's LFA content. There's OC Fight Club content that we
Fight
just
Club
shot,
OC.
right? Absolutely, and you're going to see
Submissions
this
on the
one-
shore.
Yeah, so it's going to be
Spar
cool.
Stars.
Yeah, man.
LXF.
There's a bunch of stuff. So,
Right? All
yeah.
the local Southern California stuff we can cram into one channel. That's the Gym Crashers.
Absolutely.
And what about you, Dodo Land?
I'm Dondo the Gym Crasher on Instagram and John Dondo on Facebook. I don't tweet, but someone can teach me.
Hey, you know what? I was gonna
like
say
those.
you tweet and Joey Sheets.
But yeah.
And you can find me at Joey the Bull Santana Hinojosa on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat,
Tinder, Grinder.
all those social media.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
swipe right or left.
See,
I
he
don't know.
swipes upside down knowing this guy.
Once again, Lisa, we thank you very much.
Thank you,
Everybody,
guys.
this has been Gym Crashers. We'll catch you next week. Peace out.
Peace out. Like us, subscribe to us, and share the link.